right, so this is my 2010 Gen 1 Raptor, and yes, I did get it for 15 grand. Let me tell you all about it. And first, I wanted to tell you kind of how I got here. If any of you are returning from prior videos, you know I had a 2022, I almost forgot the year it was by now, but it was a 2022 Ford Bronco. It was an Outer Banks with rear locker, 427 gears, 4-cylinder. Did a little bit to that one, 35s and such, and it was a fun car. Ended up getting a little frustrated with it at the Ford dealership when I took it in for some recall work, and also wanted to sell it to pay off some debt and help the ex with some finance stuff. So sold that one, got rid of it. In the meantime, I did pick up a Subaru STI in '08. It was kind of a dream car forever, just something I was looking at since they came out and I was a little kid. So I still have that one. Here's a picture of it. That was like the fast and fun little ride for the interim. But after driving that for a while in the Colorado winters and potholes and trips to Moab, I did realize that I really want a truck. So the search began. I actually found a really clean Gen 1. An orange, I think it's Velocity orange, I can't remember the color of it, but I had one of these years ago when it was on 37, same color, same year. And when I found that orange one, it was reminiscent of that one. So it was about 7.5 hours away from me, listed for 22.9. Got the dealer to 22, but they were a little bit sketchy. I asked for some videos of some damage that I saw in the photos, and they like purposely videoed right around the damage. And I was like, okay, a little bit weird. And then after talking to them, the vibe was just off. So after working on that one for like a week or two, I ended up backing out of it. And then I did a quick search on Google, just Raptor, 2010 Raptor near me, and this one popped up, the one I'm sitting in today. At first, it was listed on Car Gurus for 19,952 or something. Has 150,000 miles on it. Carfax is 3 owners. There's a accident, looked like a T-bone on the driver's side, and I'll show you guys some of the walk around of that. But when I went to the dealer website from Car Gurus, there was no price listed. It said call for price. It was about an hour away from me down south, and I said, hey, I'll just call the dealer, smaller dealer. I ended up getting a hold of Ryan over there, who was actually one of the owners. It's a father-son owned dealership, so he picked up the phone, asked him, hey, can you give me details on the Raptor? He said, yep, I still have it. Guy traded it in towards a diesel that we had on the lot, and still left in a Ford. I think he said the only thing is it had the, accident. It was like 12 years ago on the left side. It looked like it got T-boned, but it was repaired professionally. And then I asked him something about the seat that I saw that I already fixed. And then finally, I had assumed I knew the price, 19.5 already, since Car Gurus, but I was like, hey, and then what are you guys asking for it? He's like, yeah, give me a sec. Let me see what we're asking for that. And he said, we're going to be asking 15.95. And I said, come again, how much? And he was like 15.95, and I was like, okay, great. Is there any way that you can send me like a 1-pager on the truck with the price listed, just so I could make sure that I had it? I for sure thought it was a typo. And he said, I didn't know it was the owner of the dealership at this time, but he said, hey, how about I just go ahead and update it on the website? Does that work? And I said, oh yeah, that works. And then when I hung up the phone, I was like, shoot, now the truck is listed for 15.95 on the website, and there's not another single first-gen extended cab with a 6.2 listed that's not a total basket case for anywhere near that price. So I immediately called him back, tried to put a deposit. He said, hey, don't worry about it. If anyone comes through, we'll call you and let you put a deposit. We're not going to sell it out from under you. So that was the day prior, and then the next day, I shifted my schedule around at work and drove down there with a check to basically get this truck. Funny story, we actually went down that night after the dealer closed, my girlfriend and I, and drove into the lot, looked at the truck. We saw someone leaving, but didn't assume that they had locked the gate because they saw us. And then when we went to leave the lot, we were locked in. We couldn't get out. So luckily, Ryan had texted me from his personal phone and said, hey, here's my personal number if you need anything. So I was able to call him, and then he sent someone that actually showed up in a brand new Raptor R to unlock the gate. Later, I found out that was his brother. But yeah, next day I went down, drove the truck around, the AC wasn't blowing cold. That was literally the only thing that I found that was like mechanically an issue. Engine is whisper quiet. Interior is in pretty good shape. There's some issues on the hood. That's some B-roll of it here. I don't know what the heck was mounted here. If you guys have any idea what this was, could have been, I'm thinking like Goo Gone etched into the paint, melted it. I don't know what it could have been. It doesn't look like it was a factory decal, so it's real weird to me. But in terms of the body, that's really the only major issue. And then the driver's side door is just not shutting how I want it to. And upon further inspection, I know that's where it got hit. It looks really clean. I don't see anything glaring that's wrong with it. It does seem like the hinges and the latch could use some adjustment. So I'm going to do that in the next video and then just clean the truck up. It has a turn down after the cats. And I thought when I looked at it, I crawled under. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a bummer. But honestly, it sounds really good. It's got 37-inch nittos on it. A little shimmy at 65 miles an hour, but I think I'm going to look for some 17 by 9-inch wheels to put on the truck and then get them rotated and balanced, and hopefully that'll solve that issue. Shocks definitely need to be replaced or repaired, so I'm going to do that as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to do some odds and ends and drive the thing for a while. Really excited to take this thing for a cruise, and honestly, so happy that you guys are here. If any of you are tuning in from the Bronco days, thanks for being here. If any of you are new, also thanks for being here. Really stoked to get this channel started. So at this point, we have the Raptor 2010 Gen 1 6.2 Super Cab, S Cab, Super Cab, yep. And then we have the 2008 Subaru STI. Both of those are in the fleet for now. I'll probably be keeping the Raptor for a long time. So hope that you guys could stick along with this journey as we're updating and cleaning up and just kind of restoring it to what I want it to be. And then turn it into something that I could take out with my little girl and the girlfriend and just explore Colorado, jump back into Utah. That was a blast. And the first time I went to Utah, rented a Jeep out there for like $350, and most of the trails were forbidden and it had GPS tracking. So that was a big part of me getting a vehicle of my own that I could take out exploring. So thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to see anything on the STI, probably going to be teaching a certain someone how to drive that soon. So RIP clutch, but stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, would love to have you guys along for the ride as we dig into this Raptor. See you next time.